Fifth graders, today's writing notes should be titled Revising for Meaning. Don't forget to put the date in the corner. Today what we're going to talk about is revising your story. So that's like changing your story so that you really know what it's about. So things I want to think about is me. Things I'm thinking about are, what is my story really about? Like really about? Like why am I telling the story at all? Or another way to think about it is, what's the moral? And really all of this leads to, why should the reader care? So when you're revising a story, you should be thinking about these questions. What's my story really about? What's the moral of my story? Or why should my story care? So let's think about the story I've written before about my sister and holding her the first time she was born, and how I cried when she got her ears pierced because she was crying. So I want to think to myself, okay, before I even start revising, before I go back and fix my words and pick stuff that's more interesting and all of that, I want to answer, what is my story really about? Well, it's about my baby sister, I guess, but it's more about the relationship between me and my sister, about the first time you really see somebody, and about like that like love that you have for your family. So what's my story really about? My story is really about family love. Okay, so what about the moral? Is my moral family love? I don't think so. My moral is more about taking care of my sister. How can I take care of her better? So, not about just family love, but family caring. Like caring for somebody, like taking responsibility. Okay, and now why should my reader care? Why should my reader care about my relationship with my sister? Well, I want to think about something that is universal. Universal means it's true about almost everybody. So if I think about my story with my baby sister, not everybody is 10 years older than their sister, so that's not universal. But the idea of taking care of someone that's smaller than you or weaker than you, I think that's universal. It might be a baby sister or a niece or nephew or your own child or even like a pet. Something that's smaller than you that needs you, that's a universal theme. So why should my reader care? Because we should take care of smaller folks, be that younger or actually tinier, or pets or animals that can't understand things as well as people. Now that I know these things, now that I've thought through these, I'm ready to revise my story. When I change the words of my story, I want to change them so they're more about family love, so they're more about family caring and responsibility. And I want the end of my story to make the reader think, oh, we should take care of smaller folks. So when you revise for meaning, you should be asking, what's my story really about? What's the moral of my story? And why should the reader care?